न guroradikam, न guroradikam, न guroradikam, न guroradikam. So this shloka explains, by the order of Shiva, there is no one above the Guru. एक के साथ हो तो सब free है. Basically saying that if you are with the divine master, you are always free. It is so beautiful to learn these shlokas and then sing on Gurudev's birthday.
So, welcome everyone. In our next episode of Prelude to Guru Gita, we have with us Rajesh Jagasya ji. He's a senior art of living teacher and he was working with a software company in Canada for over 8 years. Before he left everything up to become a full time with art of living. And since past 25 years, he's been teaching meditation, yoga all around the world. And personally, he is my first art of living teacher. So, the one who introduced me to art of living. So I welcome you, Rajesh Bhaiya.
Thank you, Shika, so much.
And today's topic is the unpredictable guru. So that's already a very contradictory topic, because usually we find gurus to, we have gurus in life so they can predict things for us. They can tell us about things that are going to happen in life. But then, it says the unpredictable guru. So do you want to throw some light on that?
Correct. The job itself is so tough, Shika, if you notice. It's, the world is filled with adulteration. It's almost like, how our mothers in the young time, used to have this rice, and they used to take one rice and see which is the adulterated in that, like what is the stones in that. So if you remember, they used to separate out the stones and separate out the rice. Now this world is filled with Maya. It's filled with adulteration everywhere. So for this, in 7.5 billion people on this planet, and for them to be interested in spirituality, step one. Step two, to find what is, the real and the unreal, there has to be the unpredictable guru for sure. For every person, the guru is unpredictable but very personal. That's a very difficult job, to do. And the second thing is not just being in love with the master, being in continuous love with the master for a very long time. You can imagine how difficult this thing goes as, of course. And he's not here to predict when is the rain going to come, or when is what is going to happen in your future. He's come here for a different purpose. He's come here to show you the reality versus the unreal in this world. So that is the reason. It's a different job altogether. So I think it's a perfect topic.
Great, great, Bhaiya. But so if you can tell us some personal story where you really felt, shocked by this, how unpredictable your guru was, or, it's hard to figure out what he wants you to do in life. Can you tell us some story or some incident in your experience with
Right.
him?
That's exciting. So I remember, let me think which one now. So I remember this, mayor who had come he had come to the LA center in America, and he came to Gurudev and he wanted to know Gurudev. He sat down and he looks at Gurudev and says that, Gurudev, really tell me, can material people also be spiritual? Is it possible? Can you focus on materialism and spirituality at the same time? So Gurudev, in his light, very lightness, as always he does, he told him that, do you see this decoration on the window? So there was a nice decoration hanging by the window and somebody had really kept it nicely. And he looks at the decoration and says, really nice, it's cool. So he says, while you saw the decoration, could you see the sky? He said, no, I could not see the sky at all. He says, now see the sky and see the decoration. Can you do both? He says, okay. So he looks at the vast sky and he looks at the decoration. He says, oh, that's wonderful. Gurudev tells him that keeping an eye on the sky and yet doing, the decorative work in your life is what spirituality and materialism have together. It cannot go without it. You cannot close the window to the sky. You have to have the window to the sky and yet see the decoration on the window. So that was something which, even I was struggling in my life, that really, is it only one side or is it the other side? Because in America, when I was teaching courses across universities, across, East and West Coast, they would ask that, is it applicable in real life? And this is the answer which even I got. So that's one story which I remember. Then, the second story I remember this happened with me. I usually tell this story, and many people would have heard it also. That there was Navratri. It was 25 years back. Almost the time when I joined Art of Living. It was 1998, and it was the first Navratri which I was attending. And Gurudev came there in the small Narayana hall, which is now, that it is a, meeting room actually. And he comes, and it was chock-a-block, absolutely chock-a-block. And one of the teachers from Mumbai, she was telling Guruji, Guruji, allow me to come in. There is so many people inside. Guruji heard that but completely ignored it. And then again she shouted and said, Gurudev, allow me to get in this hall. There are so many people here. So Gurudev tells her that you are almost echoing my emotions. I have been saying the same thing. Allow me to come in. There is so many people sitting in here. I don't get a space. And that I think is something which Bhanu Didi is also doing, taking us through the Guru Gita, showing us that, as Bhanu Didi introduced, that the Supreme is the Guru. And this is not said by me or you or anyone. It is said by Lord Shiva to Parvati.
Wow, wonderful. That example was so amazing. I think that also gives us some relief when we struggle, how to balance between spirituality and materialism. So, but I think unpredictability has also some charm to it. If things are predictable, especially about the guru, I think that charm that always binds our mind to him, and we always like want to run after him. That charm comes from his unpredictability. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would say unpredictability and spontaneity. Like, imagine unpredictability with responsibility. It is it's so opposite. It looks like you're very unpredictable, but at the same time, if you're responsible, and that makes, because I remember once, it was in children's, art excel. Gurudev comes in the art excel, and there are like lots of decorations lying around him. So he just puts on some decorations on himself, and then he has this bottle of foam. Then he just puts on the bottle of foam on everybody, and the children loved it. And the next moment, he is, in Hayat, and he has to go and meet like executives and vice presidents there, and he's as soft and as, so you can imagine the level of unpredictability, but the amount of responsibility doesn't change. That's what I like about Gurudev, that topmost unpredictability along with the topmost commitment and responsibility.
And I think personally, because you've been with him personally for such a long time, he's been mentoring you personally. I think his plans for us also, do they also change that often? Are they also unpredictable? And if yes, how do you align your actions with his plans for us?
See, he has a big, huge plan for the world. Like I usually tell this, that wherever there is a problem in this world, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji will be there. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter to the world, but Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji will enter if there is a problem in the world. So it is just, so with that, that is related to problems and solutions, problems and solutions. But above these problems and solutions, there is also some aim which he has for all of us, for this entire humanity. Like as he said, that while doing the decoration, don't lose the sky, don't lose the focus on the sky. So that is the most important.
And Bhaiya, is it possible to predict the unpredictable guru?
I would like to have this question as mine, in fact. I don't think so at all. From my experience, not at all. Not at all. In fact, I know that, sometimes when you feel that Gurudev is going to say this, or sometimes you feel Gurudev is going to do this, it so happens that Gurudev does completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. And he actually says that, am I not unpredictable? Am I not so spontaneous? And I think the one who is coming from a space of such a huge present moment, he is somebody who has invented the art of living program. So he says that present moment is inevitability. The inevitability is the present moment. So I think that's how I don't think it can be done.
And I think that can be a big put off to people also, because he's so unpredictable and people want him to act a certain way, the people who are stuck in their logic, it can sometimes be a put off to them also. But do you want to share some guru stories where, people were like just knocked out of their logic with his
Right. I remember this was, happened in FICCI when he was giving a talk about the art of living, and there were all these vice presidents, presidents of different companies, and they were all invited by huge empire houses of India. And it was a small auditorium, FICCI auditorium, I think 250 people. And in that 250 people, when they were sitting, and Guruji was talking about belongingness, love. So one businessman gets up, you know, and says, Gurudev, don't give us this knowledge here. Tell us how to make money. You're talking about, belongingness and this, but I'm telling you, we are all these 250 people. I can speak their voice that they are fully wanting to make money and they are greedy. So Gurudev looks at him with that gentle smile and tells him, I can prove it to you that these people, it's not just greed which is driving you. So Guruji says, this guy says, Gurudev, prove it to me that it's not greed which is driving us. He says that if your daughter gets married, will you at least share some point, some, part of your wealth, like get her married in a good hotel, get her married with somebody, spend some decoration, something. So of course, it's my daughter. So Guruji says that there you go. It's only the my. If you expand this my, automatically greed will lessen. I am telling you the same thing. Just expand the my in your life. So he actually came up on stage. He did a full Sashtang Namaskar to Guruji that it's really true. Jahan, so this was something I remember which yes, he had done. I remember this recent story of Sanyam. Most of you will also remember who have done Sanyam course that there were so many monkeys in the middle of Sanyam course which had come. And they were dancing on the roof and all that was going on. And Gurudev was not able to talk. So Gurudev said, that I would request these admin people here to just keep some bananas and some, biscuits on the side so that all the monkeys can go and have the biscuits and bananas. So somebody from the administration got up and said, Guruji, actually we did that already. So he says, this is like Ek Tattva Abhyasa. He says, look at that. They have finished the bananas and they know that I'm going to start. They have finished the bananas and they have finished the biscuits and they are right here at the right time to have the bananas. He says, there's something to learn from the monkeys also. So he is somebody, who can get the most difficult situation in the most easiest of manner. If you are expecting that I'll share some magic stories, which I usually don't in sessions like these, but I see that, him teaching these students, teaching Sudarshan Kriya has created such an impact on this humanity, and that itself is a great, we are thinking, we usually relate a miracle as like some fan will fall down and then you were standing under the fan, but you just moved 3 steps away and the fan did not touch you. and that's a miracle. Actually, that's not a miracle. That's just by chance. The miracle is that Gurudev, how he says that the blood is flowing in your body, the food is getting digested in your stomach. You are a changing phenomenon all the time, but you're still working. I think that is what charms me more about Gurudev being simple and being so effective across the world.
Wow. I'm going to come back to the miracle point because that was something you told us in our first course. But can we take a small bhajan break? We have some bhajan singers here with us, Abhishek and Adishri. So can we request them to
Sure.
sing bhajan for us? And
Hello,
then
Abhi.
can you unmute? Yeah.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Lakshmi Narayana, Shriman Narayana.
Lakshmi Narayana, Shriman Narayana.
Lakshmi Narayana, Shriman Narayana.
Lakshmi Narayana, Shriman Narayana.
Satya Narayana, Shri Shri Narayana.
Satya Narayana, Shri Shri Narayana.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Narayana Guru, Shriman Narayana Guru.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Hari Narayana, Jaya Narayana.
Wow, that was quite mesmerizing. Thank you. So, going back to our questions, yeah, you mentioned miracles, and I remember in my first course you said in Art of Living we don't believe in miracles, but we live by them. So, can you please share some miracle story you've experienced with Gurudev?
Well, there are so many of them, but yes, I'd like to say one story. When I remember the first year when I went to meet him in Rishikesh, and I really wanted to talk to him. And it's so with very few number of people, 25 years back, they're like 20, 25 people. But I want to talk to him. I don't know what is the right etiquette. I don't know whether it is the right time, whether it is right to say Gurudev when he's talking when he's walking by the Ganges. Is it the right time? So then I was just going by and, just following the crowd and feeling so good about being there in his presence, walking by the Ganges. And Gurudev kept looking at the Ganges. That whole feeling was so soft inside. And then in the middle of everybody, 20 people is like everybody that time, he turns back to me. I was almost three people behind him. He turns back, he tells everybody to move, and he says, yeah, you tell me, तुम्हें बात करनी है ना, चलो आ जाओ. I wanted those 2 minutes private moments with him in my mind, that I want little to sit by and just talk to him only. And he holds my hand. Something so something so nice at that particular time when I want to speak to him. I could just pour out my heart that time. And I see the same Gurudev today also doing the same thing with so many people in the middle of a crowd talking to people like that. I remember there was this one lady, she was crying, by the Vishalakshi Mandap, very old Amma. She was crying, and Guruji stops the car in front of her and says, what happened, Amma? She says, Gurudev, my son told me don't come back. He's saying, Tum ashram mein hi reh jao. So I was in the car, that particular time, and then Guruji started the car. He didn't say anything, and Guruji says, "अच्छा ऐसा बोला by बेटे ने." And by the time, in the whole time, Guruji had closed his eyes. He was meditating in the car. We had to meet somebody. All that happened. We come back, and then the same lady is standing there by the Vishalakshi Mandap. But this time the tears have turned into a smile. She looks at Guruji and says, "Guruji, उसने मुझे खुद ही कॉल करके बोला, मम्मा मैं आपके बगैर कैसे रहूंगा? It's so impossible to stay without you. Please come home. I'm sorry." And Guruji looks and smiles, just gave a big smile to her, didn't say anything. So I think, Gurudev has his way of functioning. Like I remember one more story is that there was a small boy, in the darshan line that Gurudev gives, and he would come and ask Guruji, Guruji, I want, Guruji was distributing chocolates, so small children love chocolates. This small guy would come and ask Guruji, and Guruji would give him one chocolate and run in the crowd. Everybody is sitting, and he had a huge number of people who had come from Kerala. And he goes and gives the chocolate to somebody and comes back to Guruji in the darshan line and comes and says, Guruji, chocolate. Again, Guruji gives him a chocolate, runs back, gives it to somebody else. And Guruji is watching this. So somebody, in the darshan light tells him, Guruji, this is his fourth time. He's coming to ask a chocolate, don't give him. So Gurudev says, जब तक वो बांट रहा है ना, तब तक मैं दूंगा. Until he's distributing this chocolate to other people, I will give this chocolate to him. And he said this, and he also narrated this in the teachers' meet. I remember saying that if you are distributing this sweetness in this world, you will keep receiving this sweetness in this world. So that's how I like the way he narrates. I can conclude with this story, which, Gurudev, I remember he was, this can be very helpful for all of us also, because this story was very helpful to me that particular time. Is that Guruji was saying, we had a yoga session, you would remember, and Abhishek, Adishri would also remember. We had a yoga session with Gurudev in the ashram, and Gurudev was in Naukasan. And in Naukasan, in this boat pose, he says that, oh, remember that the boat has to be above the water. If the water enters the boat will drown. So he makes sure that the boat is above the water. And then he sat down and he tells us that this world, no, is like the water. You have to be above this world and use this world and go through this world. Like, you the same boat, if the water enters the boat, it will drown. So he said, so make sure that you are crossing the ocean of this life by just, rowing the boat on the water and not being inside the water. So that is, and I think that's a great line for all of us who think, how to get into the spiritual path and how to make sure that we can cross this ocean of attachments.
Wow, amazing. But I think when there are storms, the water also tries to enter your boat. So that's the time we really have to be careful. Um, but yeah, this also takes us to, the Guru Gita and the Granthas which have been written, and these, texts which talk about the Mahima of the Guru. So would you like to say something about the Guru Gita that Bhanu Didi is teaching from 10th May?
It says Guru Bina Gati Nahi. You cannot have speed in your life in this path without having a guru. Now, imagine this question: what is a guru and how important is the guru? Being asked by Goddess Parvati to none other than Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva explaining the Guru Gita, and none other than Bhanu Devi explaining and making us recite the Guru Gita. This is, at one level we take a physical bath and we feel clean. At the much subtler level we take a mantra snan. So Bhanu Didi's words and Bhanu Didi's recitation is like a mantra snan for all of us. And that mantra snan, what it does is it will remove the mala in the in the mind. It will remove also the zeal, the maya that we see, that looks so real to us, that this is how it is. So I think everyone should attend this. It's Guruji's birthday, and Guruji's birthday is usually, all teachers of art of living and all devotees of the world. And by the way, it's open for everyone, not just, I think, isn't that the way? It's
Yes.
open for anyone and everyone who can do it. So take this mantra snan on a very auspicious day. 13th is Guruji's birthday, 10th, 11th, and 12th we do the Guru Gita with Bhanu Devi. And what better than using your mind for a better cause?
Amazing. That's quite a motivation. So thank you so much, Raya. Thank you for all your wonderful stories and sharing your experience with us. And it was wonderful chatting with you. Any last thing you want to say towards the unpredictable guru?
Surely make space for Guru Gita. Predict that you will be there for Guru Gita is what I'd like to end and say with everybody. And thank you, Shika, so much. Thank you, Abhi and Adishri. Wonderful singing by you guys. Yeah. Thank you, the whole SSPT team also. Jai
Maybe we
Gurudev.
can ask them to end with one bhajan. Abhi and Adishri, would you like to do one more bhajan for us?
गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरी कोटि प्रणाम
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरी कोटि प्रणाम
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम
गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा
गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरी कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
तुम ही भक्ति हो, तुम ही शक्ति हो,
तुम ही भक्ति हो, तुम ही शक्ति हो,
तुम ही मुक्ति हो मेरे सांब शिवा।
तुम ही मुक्ति हो मेरे भोले शिवा।
प्रियतम तुम ही, हृदयनाथ तुम ही,
प्रियतम तुम ही, हृदयनाथ तुम ही।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरी कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना,
तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना,
तुम ही आराधना मेरे भोले शिवा।
तुम ही आराधना मेरे सांब शिवा।
प्रियतम तुम ही, हृदयनाथ तुम ही,
प्रियतम तुम ही, हृदयनाथ तुम ही।
प्रियतम तुम ही, प्राणनाथ तुम ही,
प्रियतम तुम ही, प्राणनाथ तुम ही।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरी कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
Let's end today's session, and this last prelude to Guru Gita. Tomorrow we are starting the sessions with another there and share types of devotion and bhakti. Thank you everyone.